Please reflect on how those contributions can have an impact for many generations to come.
Good Friday morning, an ambitious plan by Ball State to raise $350 million. But what exactly will the money be used for?
One program made a return this school year at University Apartments. Find out why they're pushing for community.
And the village is going vintage. Hear from the owners of a new storefront on University Avenue.
From Ball State Unified Media, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, live from the Ball State Weather Center.
Good Friday morning to you. You're waking up with Cardinal Weather. I'm Orville Redenbacher.
And I'm generic 1970s broadcaster.
Charlie Cardinal usually has the spotlight at Ball State, but right now, Benny is calling.
Last week, Ball State University launched its Call to Beneficence campaign, which includes a goal of over $300 million.
Campaign aims to raise over $300 million, the university's largest campaign ever, with funds going towards things like student scholarships, facility enhancements, technology upkeep, and more. With a night full of music, gratitude, and open panel discussions, I spoke to Chief Advancement Officer Mark Helmus to learn more about this campaign launch.
A comprehensive campaign like this one, it's called our Call to Beneficence, the campaign for Ball State University. It counts all gifts that are made to the university during the counting period. So from July 1st, of 2018 through June 30th of 2027, as I mentioned.
Ball State's institutional icon since 1937 has been beneficence, and to this day, it is a prized spirit that the university fosters among faculty and students. For the unwavering support and enthusiasm towards beneficence, Ball State President Jeffrey Mearns gave his thanks at the campaign launch.
Please reflect on how those contributions can have an impact for many generations to come. Please answer our call to beneficence. Thank you very much.
The Ball State Foundation feels that philanthropy has played a vital role in creating a thriving university, and because of that, we fly. For more information, go to bsu.edu/foundation. RAs have returned to the University Apartments. Emma Matlock has the details.
Some students might move into the University Apartments to get away from that residence life feel across the street. But with the return of an existing program, these students might still have that dorm feel within their community.
With the resident assistant position, that position existed in the past. It was called a community assistant. It was a little bit more of like the traditional RA role back in the 90s and 2000s.
According to Long John, the community assistants started to get phased out for financial reasons.
Over the last couple years, housing started to perceive, hey, this could be a great thing to bring back. And so this year they decided to bring it back.
Though these residence assistants have a few less responsibilities than an RA in the dorms, they still serve a purpose for the students who live in the apartments.
But because of the nature of who our students are, the experience that they're looking for, it's much more of kind of an opt-in. It's here if you want it, if you need it, and here is somebody who is at least attentive to you if you need something.
Long John says that the resident assistants are not looking to force their residents to get involved in anything, but to give them an opportunity to stay connected.
Residents of the University Apartments can expect this program to be sticking around. In Muncie, Emma Matlock, Newslink, Indiana.
Well, hi there, I'm Brick actually, but look at these temperatures here. 67 in Muncie, 65 in Indianapolis. These are very great temperatures, really warm for this time of the season actually, for the morning here. We got 65 in Bloomington as well. And for the next 12 hours, we're gonna have a gradual increase in temperatures here. 69 for 10 a.m., but as we go for your lunchtime here, up to the 70s. And then ending your day at 76 for 6 p.m. So again, a very nice warm day ahead. Take advantage of those plans while you can here. But again, like I said, the 5-day trend here, starting off really warm, but trickling down for Halloween in the 40s here. So very, very cool start for next week. So what do I have in store for you? Well, we got a rain for this weekend, and then the coldest air of the season on the way. and as well a very active pattern like I mentioned. I'll have more in my full forecast.
Thank you, Brick, from the 2004 sleeper hit Anchorman.
Sleeper.
Yeah, big time.
Okay.
With just a few short months in business, Well-Made Vintage has made an impact on the community. Anna Drake has more.
Two men in their 20s decide to come together and start their own vintage business in the village of Muncie.
We started this without any startup costs or anything. We funded it ourselves. Really, it was just sort of like one day we decided we wanted to do it.
This local business shines their uniqueness through selling, buying, and trading their items to create a diverse market for their store.
Personally, I've always loved graphic t-shirts. We have a lot of graphic t-shirts. They're really niche and specific things that, like a little piece of history almost.
And another owner of Well-Made Vintage, Anthony Edwards, shared how he felt seeing his business take off.
There wasn't like an exact moment for me. Like, there will be times though where I'm walking around and like maybe there's no one in here and I'm just in here and just like a really big smile comes across my face. I'm like, wow, like we actually did this.
They look forward to seeking further success and expanding their community connections. You can follow up with updates through Instagram at Well-Made Vintage. In Muncie, Anna Drake, Newslink, Indiana.
Just ahead, we have your national news.
But that's after your weather now.
Welcome back. Police are urging residents in and around Lewiston, Maine to remain sheltered in place as the search for a suspected shooter continues. Wednesday's attack left at least 18 dead and 13 injured, according to authorities. 40-year-old Robert Card is facing an arrest warrant for 8 counts of murder, and police say he should be considered armed and dangerous. Gloria Pasmino is in Lewiston with the latest.
A Maine community left in shock.
There was shots fired outside the building after, and we just kept running and running and running.
As family members mourned the lives lost during a shooting rampage at a bowling alley and a restaurant in Lewiston, Maine.
I just wanted to be with my sister, and she was in there, and I didn't know she was her.
When you get anything that happens like this, you go empty. And there's just nothing you can do.
Wednesday's shooting and the manhunt that followed spurred shelter-in-place orders that continued into Friday.
This is a dark day for Maine.
Many are now asking if any warning signs were missed. According to a National Guard spokesman, Army Reserve officials reported the suspected shooter for behaving erratically at an Army training facility this past July. And sources say he made statements about hearing voices and wanting to shoot up a National Guard base. He was then transported to an Army hospital for medical evaluation.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of review of this and a lot of analysis. Was there something missed? Was he deemed a danger to himself or someone else?
In Lewiston, Maine, I'm Gloria Pasmino.
Mexican authorities say at least 27 people have died as powerful Hurricane Otis made landfall along the country's Pacific coast yesterday.
The storm also left behind a lot of destruction.
Mexico's president says the destruction was so complete that not a single power line pole remained standing in the impact zone. These early images and accounts are a look at the extensive devastation, toppled trees, and power lines in brown floodwaters that in some areas extended for miles. It delayed a comprehensive response by the government, which is still assessing the damage along the coast.
Well, Hurricane Otis has at least dissipated out of Mexico, but we are watching another tropical cyclone over in the works. This is a tropical disturbance just off the coast of Mexico, but this is intended to take a westerly track and it is not anticipated to affect Mexico in any way. So that is the good news. Looking at our national radar right now, not much happening really. A few rain showers here and there in the Ohio Valley pushing off to the northeast. But the bigger thing is this snow band that's up in by the Canadian border and in North Dakota that's anticipated to bring quite a bit of snow to that region. Looking at our current watches and warnings.
Hey, bathroom is this way?
Yeah, that way.
Okay,
yep,
thank you.
yep. We have some freeze warnings over here in the Midwest that are pretty spooky, just like Jack just now, I guess, bathroom. Freeze warnings right here in the Midwest and taking it up to North Dakota. There actually was just a winter storm warning, I guess just has now not been in effect, but they are still anticipating to get quite a few more inches of snow with that band. Now taking it over to the West Coast, lots of colors on the board, and this tan, that's a wind advisory as there are some strong winds coming off of the eastern Pacific, and then these blues are indicating cold temperatures, which are freeze warnings up in the mountains. Looking at our current temperatures, it is spooky cold outside, 11 degrees in Billings, Montana, 18 in Bismarck, 26 in Denver, but as we get over to our East Coast, this is where our warmer temperatures are. The warm spot on the board is 75 over in Dallas and Fort Worth. It's not going to warm up too much, especially over here in Billings. 20 degrees is their anticipated high for today. 78 anticipated in Dallas and Fort Worth, and then 73 up in New York. But as we go throughout this weekend and into your start of next week, this is when these cold temperatures start to push in from Canada. You see here forecasted temperatures really cold in Billings, but as this works our way into Saturday evening, you see these purples starting to push down from Canada and indicating much colder temperatures are on the way. You see here really starting to plummet down to the south as we work our way into Monday. 40 degrees is the anticipated temperature at 8 a.m. in Texas, so way cold temperatures for this weekend. Even here in Muncie, we're expecting cold temperatures.
I don't like it.
Oh, I don't like it either, but yeah, it's on the way. I enjoy these 70s right now, and the Eastern Seaboard seeing those 70s and 60s right now, but unfortunately, not going to last too much longer.
Not going to last too much longer, indeed. Thank you so much. What are you dressed up as?
Well, it's a little bit of everything. I like the green mostly.
Well,
so
yeah.
St. Patrick's Day is on the way,
Yeah.
just next year and a couple months away.
Yeah, that's on the horizon.
We have like a couple of holidays in between, but
they're not
you can never
notable.
be
It's
too
not
soon.
notable. It's not notable.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in just a moment, two Delaware County teams will face off in playoff action.
That's after your weather now.
And welcome back to Cardinal Weather. I'm Jackson Meyer.
And I'm Jake Dickman. Two Delaware County teams are set to face each other tonight in the 3A sectional semifinal. Let's take a look at what both Yorktown and Delta have done so far this season, starting with Delta. Jackson, what do we got?
So the Delta Eagles on the season are 6-4. They average 24 points per game. They allowed 20 on the season. They started the season 5-1. In their last 4, they've had a little bit of a slide, only winning 1 of their last 4. Their last game, they had an offensive explosion. They won 47-7 versus Norwell. Their offense consists of quarterback Bronson Edwards on the season, 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. And then in the backfield, they have a two-headed monster with Caden Bond and Nolan Carpenter, both having over 600 yards on the season and 7 and 8 touchdowns, respectively. On defense, they have 2 DNs, both with 9 sacks as well. So really overall solid team for Delta, but in the previous matchup, they played in the regular season, and Delta got the victory 22-13. But now let's look at the other team with Jake with Yorktown.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Jackson, Yorktown unfortunately lost last time out 22-13. That was in early September. They got on a little bit of a roll, but then they lost their last 3 games to close out the regular season. They rebounded with a win in the first round of sectionals, 31-14 last game, and a lot of that was in big part due to the run game. They like to rely on the run game, very evident with Aiden Ewing last game, 36 carries, 324 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He also leads the team with 3.5 sacks on defense, so a monster on both sides of the ball. Yorktown cannot fall behind early in this game. If they do, it's going to be a long night for them. They're going to have to pass better. They're going to be forced to pass. They're not a passing team. They like to rely on the run game. They've got to control the time of possession, run the ball, play their game. If they don't, maybe look for senior wide receiver Quentin Williams to have a big game. So let's actually look at the bracket here now to see what's in store for the winner of this game.
Yeah, so the winner of this game in Sectional 27 is going to take on either Garrett or Heritage, obviously next Friday. So the winner of that one will take on either Yorktown or Delta for the Sectional 27 championship. But now we have to make our picks for this Friday's matchup. So who you got, Jake?
I'm going to be honest with you, Jackson. I think if Yorktown can run the ball, control the time of possession, I think they've got a good chance. If not, I like Delta's chances.
Yeah, ultimately I'm going to take Delta as well. Delta's a solid team. I think if they can control the time of possession and run the ball, get out early like they did in the regular season matchup, I think we're going to see the same thing we saw in the regular season with a Delta victory.
Absolutely.
But we wish both teams luck tonight.
Hopefully some football weather is in store for these teams. Brick?
Well, lamps. I like lamps. But also, I'm loving these temperatures here. Look, it's 67 in Muncie, 65 in Indianapolis, and 61 in Champaign. These are wonderful temperatures to start off your morning, especially as we have this cold front later in store. Looking at the radar here, you can see we have some spotty rain showers in the southern part of our viewing area, such as Anderson and Richmond, in which that will dissipate as we have more dry time, at least for today. As we look at a greater picture, though, you can see that in the plains and stuff, we are currently seeing some moderate rainfall here. And then further north near the Dakotas, we've had some significant snow. Thankfully, that is not hitting us quite yet, but you're going to definitely feel those cooler temperatures that they're experiencing right now. For the next 12 hours, though, we'll have a nice increase in temperatures, like I said. I mean, look at that, 76 by 4 p.m., but ending the day, high almost reaching 80 here, so we could potentially be breaking some records. But the precision cast here, starting off at 8 a.m. currently, we'll have some spotty rain showers like I mentioned, but becoming more cloudy. But another system comes in Friday into Saturday, stopping in at 5 a.m. here. You can see where this cold front's at along Greencastle, Indianapolis, all the way to our viewing area. So we will definitely feel that punch of cold as we begin the next coming week. But yet again, after we have more cloud cover for Saturday, so don't change those plans in the afternoon, but we'll have more widespread rain for Sunday, possibly hearing maybe a rumble of thunder. So we'll definitely keep you posted on that. But not only that, we have a nice calming winds coming from Saturday from the north, between 14. So you might want to hold onto that hat, but it shouldn't really impact us much. But it should start to clear and become more calm Saturday into Sunday with those widespread showers and thunderstorms. But as I continue here, you can see for tonight, though, we'll have showers with a low of 50 here, with a 60% chance of rain. So again, if you're, have evening plans, make sure to have that umbrella or that poncho. But not only that, like I mentioned here, we're going to have below average temperatures for most of the coast and the Midwest, which we haven't seen these temperatures, the coldest air of the season that I mentioned here. So definitely keep posted on that for Halloween. The next 7 days, though, we'll have a nice cool drop in temperatures like I mentioned. Today is the day to get those final, outdoor plans and walks that you love to have over the summer here. And as we continue here, we'll start to have lower temperatures, almost in the 40s, and potentially breaking some low records for Halloween night, set back in 1954.
1954. I mean, that was one of my last good years, honestly. that was a good one. Hunter, you always. Oh, excuse me, Brick.
Yes.
Brick.
From the 2013 sleeper hit Anchorman: The Legend Continues.
The Legend, which is the sequel, by the way.
Yes.
You always ask the anchors, us, what we think of the weather.
Yes.
I want to know, what do you actually think of the weather?
Well, I always love when the sun, shadows me. I have another person following me.
You have somebody to walk walk with you, to battle the battles with you. You're never, well, when it's overcast, though.
Then I'm just sad.
Well, yeah, and then you're just Brick.
Yeah, and you know what?
Yeah.
That's okay.
I love your hair. It reminds me of wet popcorn.
That was like the rudest thing I've ever heard. In just a moment, we've got something spooky in store for you.
Ooh. That's answer your weather now.
From the heart of Ball State to the heart of your community, NewsLink Indiana brings you local and state news you care about. We pride ourselves with giving you the most reliable news coverage, stories that affect you, linking you to the community each night on air and online. NewsLink Indiana, bringing news to the heart of your community.
Welcome back to Cardinal Weather. The current time is 8:25, and you're taking a live look at us.
That's right.
It's a good look, guys.
I think this is one of our best live view looks, honestly.
I think it's award-winning, maybe?
Award-winning, maybe.
I hear Emmy.
The Emmys.
Is what I hear.
Screaming our name, honestly.
Honestly. What are you now, by the way?
Well, you made fun of my hats.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and found my wardrobe in the newsroom because I can't have too many hats. I cowgirl with some pink heart sunglasses, actually.
Wow, that's original.
Yeah.
They call that Taylor Swift in her Fearless and Lover eras.
Oh, I hear there's news about that, but
Anyways.
we'll save that for later.
Save that for later.
On Wednesday, we all carved pumpkins together, and you can see it on our it's on our Instagram page.
It's on our Instagram page.
So now we're here to see or show off our creations,
Yes.
and see if you thought that who carved who and whatever. Because who carved what, who carved what, who carved who. That's all right.
This is why we don't let them anchor, folks.
Yeah, no, that's why I just stay to weather usually. Should we?
So shall we?
Yeah.
I think we shall.
Okay,
I think we
let's,
shall. Okay, so this is going to be
we're-
really awkward.
Yeah, this is,
How heavy do you think these are, by the way?
Pretty heavy.
A few pounds.
All right.
I got to get mine through the eyes. I got mine in the eyes.
Oh.
Wow.
So,
All right. What's your costume again? Cowgirl with sunglasses?
Yeah.
All right, talk.
So this is NLI because if you know, our sister station show is NewsLink Indiana, and this is a cloud
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks better from probably a distance.
Well, here, bring it up to the camera.
No.
Don't do that.
Don't
Yeah,
do
okay,
that.
Well, you
good.
could show it. I made a jack-o'-lantern because I really didn't have any ideas, but I mean, I think it works because my name is Jack.
Is it?
No, it's
No.
actually John, but
Oh, okay.
I think the Jack works okay.
Good.
What did you do?
I
Orville
carved
Rickenbacker?
Redenbacher.
That's
all right.
close.
I carved a pumpkin. Inside my pumpkin,
Oh.
I was going to do pie, but then I think I gave that away. So yeah, just a big gaping
I
hole
was
in my
about to
pumpkin.
You should put like googly eyes on it, and it look like it's screaming.
Just a big screaming pumpkin.
Big screaming pumpkin.
All right, Brick, what
Brick?
you got?
So this is a lightning bolt.
Wow.
Early this
What a
morning,
nerd.
it had a friend in it though. I had a little cricket.
I don't know. It's probably in the newsroom
I was
now,
about to say,
I had a
so,
cricket.
What's the cricket's name, by the way?
I was thinking more like,
Honey.
Honey?
you know, I'll go with honey.
But what were you thinking?
I was thinking more like Bethany.
No. No, it's honey.
It's honey.
Anyways,
It's-
I then
it's honey
decided
the-
to be
it's honey the
more
pumpkin.
creative,
Ooh, I got a little friend on mine.
and I think I drew
He
California
went
at one point on the side. So
California is always good. I thought that was supposed to be a tornado.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
beats me.
Turned
Yeah.
into a lightning bolt by the end of it.
Yes.
Well, you know what? All pumpkins are different.
Yeah.
So whatever you carve into it is not going to be exactly what you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's all gonna differ there. So you guys can. Who won? I did. I like mine.
Nope.
I gave mine personality.
Oh, wait.
Look, it's got eyebrows.
There we go.
Make
You
sure
don't really
to,
see a lot of jack-o'-lanterns with eyebrows.
That's a good point.
Look at that eyebrow.
Make sure to comment below, right?
That's right. Hit the bell.
Hit
I
the
think
bell.
You hit the bell.
Hit the bell. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
To Waking Up with Cardinal
I like
Weather
it.
on
Yes.
YouTube. Yeah, that's
Also,
really good.
we also had another poll that we put out of candy rankings because, you know, 'tis the season.
Yeah.
'Tis the
And we
season.
like
There you go.
candy. Look at this.
Yep.
Look at that.
We're keeping
Like
these
it.
on here.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
That
right?
is-
look at all
That's
that.
That is a
candy.
lot of candy right there.
All right, I'll do
So
it.
we all said our favorite candies. Hope, what was your favorite candy?
Snickers, which
I-
is the best one.
Okay, we'll get into that in a second. Mine was Reese's.
I did
Reese's
Kit
peanut
Kat.
butter cups, by the way. Reese's peanut butter cups. Yep.
I wanted a piece. Thank you.
Well, here, take a
have
couple.
more?
Take a couple. Here.
There
you go.
And mine.
For
Angie
everybody.
Newman, everybody.
Yeah, there he is. There he is. Anyways,
Mine was Tootsie Rolls.
Can't go wrong with a good Tootsie Roll.
now the
So-
results.
Yeah.
Hope, how many people voted for yours?
So I would like to give a shout out to our sports producer, John Kliermeyer. Him and I are apparently
You got
the
one
only-
vote. You got one vote.
No.
Only
You got one
person
vote.
voted for
No,
her.
I'm just saying
Hope
that
you
him
got
and I
one
are
vote.
superior to everybody in this newsroom
That is
because
just
we're
the worst
people
thing
that
I've
like
ever
it.
heard in my life. What am I, 80 years old, spitting up on myself eating Snickers?
Well, I
That's
mean,
not-
That'd be
I feel like-
embarrassing.
I feel like
Huh?
80-year-olds usually eat some Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah, I mean,
And how many
yeah,
did
or
you
that
get
or
with the
hard
Tootsie
candy.
Roll?
Yeah,
How
yeah,
many did you get?
I had 2 votes.
Oh,
and guess what? Guess what?
oh,
I
my
voted
gosh.
for myself.
You voted
So
for
Yeah,
yourself.
that is the most.
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
Oh yeah.
What? Oh yeah.
You're pathetic.
I'm
Your baby's
pathetic. I think I had 7, by
Yeah.
the way, for.
What, your mom,
For
your grandma,
Reese- a
your
regular-
dad?
Yeah, my whole. You know what?
Peanut
More
butter
than your
guy.
family voted for yours.
Thanks, Mom.
Right here. That is the winner. Peanut butter
No,
and
it's
chocolate.
not. It's literally not.
No, it is the winner.
The winner.
No,
is
oh, thank you.
Kit
That's all
Kats
for. Oh,
with 13 votes.
who
Why?
even eats Kit Kats?
Kats
Like,
aren't that
Yeah.
good.
I like them.
Why?
they're too
There's
crunchy.
people who are a
Here's
little
my
weird.
my favorite thing about all the candies that are here is that Snickers is nobody's like favorite, but people like Snickers.
Nobody
I was gonna do Reese's Take 5 because
Okay.
that's a superior
No,
Reese's, but
no,
you did
no,
Reese's first.
Take 5
and
is
Tootsie
not
Rolls
good.
They're so
actually
smooth.
Take 5
they're
is
so
not good.
smooth.
Oh.
They actually
Take 5 is
use
not good.
old Tootsie Rolls. So in each Tootsie Roll there could be a bit of the original
That's
Tootsie Roll
disgusting.
bunch.
That I don't want to think about that.
That's like
That
chicken
is
nuggets.
so good.
Just like leftover stuff.
Wait,
from-
so I'm eating chicken nuggets from the 30s? Is that-
Hey.
But you just chew on it a little, and it eventually,
It just-
dissolves.
Well, I want to know everybody. Real quick before we end things today, Baby Ruth bars.
No.
No.
I like Baby Ruth.
I like,
I like a
the
salted
Goonies,
nut roll.
Baby
Okay.
Ruth.
Shout out to my Minnesotans.
That's right. All right, Brooke, you want to tell us about the weather one more time?
Well, yeah. So again, enjoy today while you can, reaching potentially almost 80. We'll see about that, but you'll definitely see a gradual trend on some cooler temperatures, potentially some record-breaking, especially Halloween night. Definitely be a cold one. So again, layer up if you are going out later on this weekend. So roller coaster temperatures.
That is the definition of roller coaster temperatures. I don't know if I'm enjoying it, but here we are.
Here for the
nonetheless.
ride.
We're here for the ride. That's right. Well, that's all for Cardinal Weather this Friday morning. Thank you so much for joining.
We'll see you next Friday. Have a great rest of your Friday and a fantastic weekend.